Hi guys, welcome to the video. So after a little bit of a break, we are returning to a game of Warcraft 3. And in this game I will be playing as humans, with the blue color here on the bottom left side of the map, against the undead in the top right corner of the map with the grey color. So I had a little bit of a break. Of course I still play Warcraft 3 on my streams, so if you want to see some more gameplay of Warcraft 3, you can definitely come to my Twitch always on Saturday and watch some games there, or even play with me if you want. We always play some custom 2v2s, sometimes even 3v3s, so that's always definitely there. And you can always also find the videos from the streams on my YouTube as well if you miss that. But I don't play too many ranked 1v1s or 2v2s anymore outside of the stream, so that's why I don't really have that many videos for you anymore. But I played this 1v1 when I was trying human after some time again, just kinda reminding myself some build orders. So yeah, I decided to record at least one game for you, so we have something from Warcraft 3 again on my channel as a separate commentated replay. So yeah, we are starting with Archmage, pretty standard opener, going for the barracks, doing a full base close, a fully closed base. So if I get my heroes stuck between the buildings, I mean behind the buildings, we'll have to destroy some trees to get out, or like get a zeppelin or something. But this is usually the preferred way of doing this if you are going for fast expansion, which is meta in 1v1s for human, on basically any rating to go for fast expansion, especially against undead and night elf. I think it's not usually meta against the humans and orcs, but you can probably do it as well on low ratings and it doesn't really matter. Usually also go scout with first footman, but I don't know maps too well, so I kinda struggle sometimes to clear the expansion with just one footman and my hero and 5 militia, so I like to kinda keep the second footman here as well, especially if enemy is not random. I know his race immediately, so like what will I find here? I will find some information, but it won't help me as much as if I have another unit here, so I just kinda prefer to keep the footman here. It's kinda up to you guys if you decide to go for this strategy. The most optimal way is to send one footman to scout, but I just like to rather do it like this. We might lose one militia here if I am not too careful, but I don't know. Yeah, actually I lost him, that was a mistake. Or maybe lose even another one. Didn't even remember these mistakes, but okay, I mean one peasant isn't that big of a problem. We cleared it, we got level 2, so we have to get the Brilliance aura for mana regeneration as soon as possible. Also we need to set up a scout tower. We don't see our resources now because I'm watching from the Blizzard perspective, but maybe we can swap so we can see this. Even though now we won't see the enemies, so yeah, let's just rather go back. We can always check the resources here on the buildings. Our enemy is going for Anubarak first, Crypt Lord, and this is usually indicating fast expansion as well. It's kind of favorite strategy for low-rated undeads to go for fast expansion with Crypt Lord. I probably should do some videos with that as well, or maybe with Dread Lords, that's another hero you can do it with, but Crypt Lord is the meta. Of course, on high rating, usually the strategy is rather to go for Death Knight into Lich, or even Lich first, but usually Death Knight into Lich, and then try to get, of course, Crypt Fiends there, and potentially, of course, Destroyers and statues and things like that. But actually doesn't seem like immediate expansion. He's at least taking one more camp here, maybe to raise some more skeletons and beetles to create even bigger army. And now he's bringing again an Acolyte, so I think that is the strategy for him. In the meantime, I already have my tower up. I had some wood problems here and it was a mistake. I forgot to produce peasants after I went for the expansion, so I didn't have wood yet. So my expansion is a little bit late, yeah, but it's not that big of a problem. We have our tower ready and now we can easily power build this, so I think we'll be fine. We're on 30 population. Our opponent is on 27. And he's going for a Ziggurat, of course the decay ground first, and then the Ziggurat. And now he wants to go for Hunted Mine as soon as possible. Hunted Mine is up. My expansion, of course, will be much quicker because I have the power building. Humans are the race that can get the expansion the fastest, and he's also sending one beetle there to scout me, so he's not completely sleeping on scouting the map. But at the same time he's trying to creep as quickly as possible. trying to level up. I was playing a little bit more passively, even though we also took one camp here, but as you can see, I'm starting with all the green camps now after taking the expansion. I could have probably taken militia again and go for this orange camp, but since I had some major wood problems, I wanted to mainly stay here, and I didn't feel like I want to go with this small army for orange camp, even though we would also kill it, but this was fine as well. So I think the beetle scouted us and we killed him, if I saw correctly. Our opponent is on 50% on the building time of the haunted mine. 30 out of 40 population, I'm 40 out of 42, so already 10 ahead. Plus we also have more gold, plus I'm probably gonna go to tier 2 now, yeah, which is also faster than my opponent. And we are also getting one tower here, which actually has 2 towers at his home. And 2 at expansion as well, so it's definitely stronger defense. I'm getting arcane vault and blacksmith on my expansion, and also 1 farm. And he goes into my base. I finally finished the tower right on time when he came. But I was kind of actually expecting him to do like I was like thinking that this is all in push or something, a timing push. I didn't know that he has an expansion yet. But I was kind of slow here with the repairs, so he will actually destroy the tower, which is not ideal. Fortunately, I have enough units to just force him away without anything extra. He could have kept the summoned units here, also the beetles, but he rather retreated, so no problem. Probably lost another beetle here. And we just kinda forced him away. So of course we need to rebuild our tower, but we are still staying ahead. His tier 2 is way later than ours. Plus we are getting the shop here. Blacksmith, of course, and that's usually a shop from the beginning, but this is really important for us. Getting another tower here, actually 2 towers in the expansion. 2 towers in the main base and also lumber mill, so we can upgrade them to guard towers, not just the arcane towers. And I'm accumulating lots of gold, as you can see. Over 1000 you usually don't want to have so much gold, but as Empire, on 2 bases, if you go into tier 2, you can accumulate even really like 1500 gold, it's no problem. When you tier up, you will just quickly create your second hero, which is usually Mountain King. Then you get tier 3, and then you can also build like the Sanctuary to produce priests, and maybe even Workshop. You can also get second barracks right now, and overall just invest the resources after you tier up, so it's no problem. If we have strong enough army to defend ourselves before we get the tier 2, we can easily accumulate some resources. Because he's on 500 gold, which is also quite a lot, but definitely not enough for him to utilize everything he will need after getting to tier 2, while I'm already like 1200 here, while also creating pretty decent defense with the towers now, which he also has. He's getting his second necropolis up now. He has 2 crypts. A crypt in the back like this, interesting, but at least he's protecting his villagers. But it's not like I would want to rush into his base on his acolytes. We are nicely fighting him here. He could try some focus firing, but I have so many footmen that he probably would die there. He nicely pulled the neutrals here, but I actually pulled back, so it's actually damaging him. But it's some creeps for him, so maybe I could have continued pushing. I'm starting to get some riflemen for my army. That's sometimes also quite decent. Getting my second upgrade, second barracks. Also improved lumber harvesting once we get a lumber mill, because I'm still kinda low on wood, only 200. My opponent is on 300. And now we are getting this camp. Unfortunately, he's gonna run into my back. He also has more experience on his hero. He also both invulnerability, also a scroll of beast. But I have lots of rings here, so also not bad. My hero is pretty durable, let's say, for I don't know why he casted now the invulnerability, that was just wasted. Now he also used the scroll of beast, and he's still kinda pulling back, I feel like. Of course I got the shield upgrade, so even though we lost the rifleman there, my footmen are pretty tanky. We prevented him from taking this Tome of Strength, which is of course pretty good for Anubarak or Crypt Lord. And now I can take it with the Mountain King, even though I actually also missed it, but never mind. Maybe I'll return there later. I could stun him, but he's pretty fast. And the question is if you would be even able to surround him. But yeah, he wasted 2 items. invulnerability and Scroll of the Beast didn't really achieve much, so I'm totally fine with this trade. Yeah, now we returned for the Tome of Strength, and we can also buy some items here. Actually, both the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability here for my Archmage, and I'll probably transfer it to the Mountain King now. We are on 1000 gold, and I'm already on tier 2, actually almost tier 3 already. But I'm trying to not go over 50, so I'm first trying to get to tier 3, stay on 50, so we are on low upkeep, or no upkeep actually, no upkeep, yeah. Getting workshop as well, and then we'll start production of knights and potentially priests and spellbreakers here from the Arcane Sanctum, and then also maybe mortar teams, even though now I actually went over 50 right before the tier 3 because I already wanted to start including the priests into my army. Getting some more farms now. He's actually clearing this red camp on the healing fountain. That's pretty good decision. I struggle to make these decisions. I usually always attack weaker camps than I should be attacking, and it takes me forever to actually gain the courage to attack a red camp, but it's always really valuable. You can get strong items from there. Yes, Oblimesk, as you can see, which increases your mana regeneration rate by 50%. Really strong. And you can get even some auras there and things like that. So really powerful. Plus you also gain the strong point here of the Fountain of Health, which is healing his army. So just overall really strong, of course, for him. But at the same time, he doesn't have second hero yet. He's getting the Death Knight now, pretty late. His tier 3 will be also much later than mine. I already have it. I'm getting the Fragmentation Shards now, Animal War Training, and my first knight here. We have the mortar team here. Multiple riflemen, still decent amount of footmen, also healing my army now. I also got the orb here, Orb of Slow, which is a new orb for humans. In the past it was Orb of Fire, and they actually changed that. So now you can reduce movement speed and also attack speed, which is really important. For 10 seconds, plus we have 5 bonus damage, so not bad. I could also put it on Mountain King, but I like to keep it on Archmage, of course. Maybe Archmage has better attack speed, I'm not sure right now, but yeah, speed fast. Here we have speed average, so probably faster. Yeah, here I go once again for some trash orange camp instead of going for this big one. And he also stole another camp here, which is another red one, so yeah, he just took all the good camps while I'm just AFKing here. He actually leveled up his hero to level 5, which is a pretty decent power spike. Now he went underground with all of his Crypt Fiends, trying to heal them, but he has the fountain here, so probably not really necessary. Even Death Coil, okay. He actually also got a Cloak of Flames, really insane for Crypt Lord. Dealing damage to all units around him, and it's a big melee tanky hero, so perfect for that. I have the Ring of Regeneration here, all the Rings of Superiority, even Scroll of Healing. We got one Potion of Invulnerability, but he's already at my base. Of course I have a tower there, but he can still easily destroy these barracks if he will want to. I didn't really want to teleport there, because I can just walk there, it's fine. We are on 80 population, he's on 63, yeah, so he has lots of resources, he's just not utilizing them at all. He could easily produce way more units and get more production buildings. He's really messing up here. But I'm not gonna complain. I am easily able to kill him on open field. He has Crypt Fiends and I have Knights and Mortar teams, like what does he want to do? Even though he has a really strong hero here, that's not gonna help him. I can even stun him and focus fire him, and there is just no way for him to deal with this. They're also really scattered around, so his stun in a line is not that strong. And I will also focus here the Obsidian statue. He's also focusing my mortar teams, but I have so many melee units here, he has no chance. So we force away his hero. He killed the siege units, that's true, but died basically. With everything else, he's back to 57 population. I'm still on 80 basically, 77. And getting a new mortar team now. Also priest master training and one more priest. Getting probably new upgrades in blacksmith, yeah. We have 2 and 1 upgrades. He has 1 and 0, so we are also ahead in that. But of course I know he has lots of towers, so we just run there, and then it might actually be quite dangerous, because overall it's usually like the biggest rule in Warcraft 3, never push into an undead base. Of course, it mainly applies to the main base, but even this expansion, when there is so many towers, is dangerous. When he will also have his whole army here, it will be pretty strong. But he lost many units, I would probably still kill him, but of course it's dangerous because he has way bigger regeneration here of HP and he can quickly go around and repair the towers. It's just dangerous, so much easier for me to go for mortar teams and take this down slowly like this. I could have also went for the strong camps now. It will be another option, but I'm actually just going for a push and making a third base. Kinda utilizing my habits from Armies of Exigo, where the meta is just to make as many expansions as possible. Of course in Warcraft it's less focused on that, but we can still do it. Once again focusing his hero, forcing a second town portal, which is costing him lots of gold, but gold is not a problem for him, he's just not spending resources. Which I'm maybe not doing right now as well, but of course I'm trying to stay under 80 and at least spend the resources on upgrades, which as you can see I'm doing. We are on 2 and 2. Rifleman 1 and 0, so also at least one upgrade there. But I'm not making too many of them, just 3 here for some range power. So we just totally slaughtered this expansion. He's trying to maybe come one more time, but his hero is half HP. He doesn't really have any units. I still don't really understand why he's not spending more resources, but now of course he lost the Ziggurats here, so he doesn't even have population cap available anymore. Now we need to regroup a little bit, so I pull my ranged units a little bit more behind the melee units. Maybe we focus his hero if he comes into the front line. Now the Crypt Fiends. We have of course shields up on the Footman. Knights are just kinda raiding there around. Yeah, Knights have 9 armor and Crypt Fiends 0. Try to deal with that when I send them there. Plus of course we have like double HP and more damage as well, and we are also faster. So yeah, definitely no chance for him. And we kinda decimated this base. My third base is almost finished. I could have power builded it, but I didn't really need it yet. It was rather like a preparation for when I run out of gold in this gold mine, I can transfer these villagers there. But of course we have enough wood now, so I could potentially bring these peasants there. Or even go over 80 and create new ones and add a few more units to my army, but not really necessary. He constantly keeps pushing out of his base for kinda no reason. Of course, yeah, if he will AFK on his base, it won't win him the game, but of course he has still higher chance of defeating me in his base if I make the mistake and run into his defense, rather than just going into the wilds like this and trying to kill me somewhere like this. He's actually also tanking it with the Death Knight here, so losing lots of HP for nothing. He's trying to level him up, of course, but in the meantime I can also just creep if I will want to, but no, that's not my style. I will rather go for his base. We have level 3 on Mountain King, so we are kinda fine. I could level Archmage to level 5, but not necessary. I just need to get more mortar teams and take down the towers, and then we can push in. Or I could just rush there and we would probably destroy him, but I wanted to take the safer approach, so we are just kinda sieging him down slowly. He's trying to remake his Ziggurats, of course, to unlock new population, because he still has lots of resources. Or at least he's on no upkeep, so he's getting some decent resources for himself. But I'm also on low only, so not that big of a difference, and now we have the third base ready if needed. Unfortunately, he quickly focused down the mortar team. I had only once, so he will kill it. I tried to focus his Death Knight, which we succeeded in almost, but he actually had invulnerability. Now I wanted to kinda push in, yeah, but why would I do that? Yeah, let's just pull back. No reason to risk losing my units. Because, of course, I can attack, maybe I'll lose it, I have enough resources to reproduce the army, that's not a problem. But it would level up his heroes, and then it can become pretty difficult to deal with like really over-leveled heroes. And he already has more experience probably from all the camps. So, not really necessary for me to go there. Even though the levels on the heroes are actually the same now together, 7. And we both have 2 heroes, but his Crypt Lord definitely is really overleveled. Not sure what else is Acolyte, but it's a free kill for me, so not gonna complain. water elemental, just checking here if he, for example, didn't try to remake expansion, which he actually might try now, but I'll probably send another scout there soon as again. And once again, he's just not willing to stay AFK in his base, so he continues pushing here. He deals decent damage, but I have priest, I don't really care, I will just heal up, and he just wasted mana. That it's much harder for him to regenerate than on these priests here, so unless he can actually kill something, it's just a waste of mana for him. So I will let him do that pretty gladly. Finally getting some mortar teams again, just going to high upkeep, I don't really care anymore. Getting another workshop in the expansion, once again some stun, yeah. But I still have a stronger army even if I'm damaged, so no problem. I could have maybe surrounded here when I stunned him, but I rather went for some damage. Tower here not upgraded yet, but yeah, we are bringing finally mortar team again and lots of new knights and priests. If he kills the footmen, I don't really care, at least we can swap them for knights which are just stronger. And now we focus down the crypt lord pretty easily. So he has fallen. And I'm not sure if I will just continue pushing now or not. He's reproducing the hero, so not giving up yet.
A player's forces are under attack.
He actually found my base, so I immediately upgrade the tower when I get alerted here, but of course the acolyte won't do much. We have 2 mortar teams now. 3 statues, interesting. But I don't think he has destroyer upgrade. I don't have much anti-air, that's true. I've only the 3 riflemen, my archmage, and then the priest potentially, and of course water elementals, so still decent. I even got a paladin now, which can also damage, of course. Actually he has destroyers. But I can always get flying machines if needed. I have 2 workshops, and I can also give orb to my mountain king, so we can also shoot into the air if needed. So air wouldn't be a problem, it's just that I'm not like prepared for it immediately maybe. I even got a scroll of protection there, but we should still have scroll of healing maybe if I didn't use it yet. Yeah, here. He's trying to focus down the siege units, but I have so many. And it's not a problem, his whole ground got slaughtered basically immediately. We have level 5 archmage now. And the other destroyers are kinda surviving, but they don't even have many things to dispel except the elementals to gain the energy for more attack, damage, power. My riflemen are not even here, I'm just trying to kill them with the archmage. But of course, yeah, this is probably the end of the replay. He actually ran here even with the Death Knight, but I will probably just repair the tower and it will actually kill him. And eventually he just decided to leave. So yeah, pretty nice game I think. After 22 minutes 51 seconds we are able to win it. 82 units produced, he had 70, so not that big of a difference. Kills also kinda even, 52 to 57. But largest army, I was all the way to 98, he had only 70 at one moment. I had way more buildings, also way more raised buildings. He wasn't really pushing me, even though he tried few pushes. Only one hero died, which was that one Crypt Lord kill I did there. He had way more items, way more experience from neutrals I think, but I had way more experience from the fights, and overall it was advantageous for me. Also now I got the 3rd hero towards the end for some potential healing or even damage, since we are playing against undead. Always nice to get paladin against undead. And in total we got like 2,500 more gold, so not that much, but it's still of course a decent amount. But yeah, of course we lost like 3 times more gold on upkeep, so that is why the difference is not actually that big as you might suppose when we destroyed his expansion early. But yeah, of course still more resources for us, and like double wood as well. Tech percentage 5 times bigger, so also pretty insane, or like 4, yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. After a while, another Warcraft III video. I will see in the future if once again I will maybe play some ranked games and there will be something worth it recording, then I will probably maybe record something more. But right now I'm taking a little break, let's say, from the Warcraft III video. Same as scouting, because I'm kind of waiting for some extra content there. But all of these games are still on the streams, so it's not like I'm not making content for them anymore. It's just that I don't make these commentated replays anymore, because I just don't play the ranked games there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep consistently playing 3 different strategy games competitively and provide content from that. So that is why I'm taking a little bit of a break in that and moving towards, for example, now more Armies of Exiko, which is my main game of focus, of course. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. So take care, guys.